Hello, I'm Karen Tems of the Business Network in Central and East Lancashire, proud sponsor of Business Bites with business leaders in conjunction with Lancashire, Lisa Edge and GBTV. Today we're chatting with long-time member and fabulous friend of the Business Network. From your learning days, it's Sheila Traskowskie. Well, hello Sheila.
Hello, Karen.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine.
Brilliant. Well, after 25 years of providing training, learning and development, you decided to form your own company. So what prompted that fabulous life-changing decision and leap of faith? Tell me about it.
Well, it's something I'd always wanted to do. I'd always wanted to work for myself. When I was growing up, I wanted to have a shop. But I got sort of like sucked into learning and development, working for public, private sectors. And then, yeah, like you said, about 5 years ago, I had the great opportunity to actually take voluntary redundancy from the social housing sector and actually go into business for myself. So yes, Your Learning Days was born, and I've not looked back really.
That's fantastic. What kind of work have you been involved with in your learning days?
It's a learning development organisation. It's a consultancy, so I've been very much involved in leadership and management training, employability training, doing a lot of software skills training. So going into organisations, looking at what the training plan was, helping them to put a training plan together, and then delivering where I could deliver for them. So yeah, a bit of everything really. Bit of leadership and management, bit of bespoke training. So it was really just about look all my skills that I had whilst I was working for other people. I was actually bringing to other organisations.
I know from our previous discussions that hugely important to you is the link between an organisation's business plan that links to their people development plan.
Mm.
Tell me a little bit about that and why that's so important to you.
Mm. It really surprised me actually when I was going into different organisations. It's something that I'd always been quite passionate about when I was working for corporate, that you don't have a business plan, you don't have a people plan, and it's not separate, it's supposed to be together. So when I was going into other businesses and I was asking them for the business plan, they would straight away give me this lovely document that was all leaf bound and everything, and it was great. I know where you're going now. I know where your company's going in the next 10 years. Where's your people plan? It's in the business strategy. I said, no, it's got to be separate. So it's your people that will take you forward. Your people need to understand what the business strategy is all about. So it really it was another strand to my business that just came about from conversations that I had with business owners around, well, how do I put a people strategy together? So then we'd look at, well, what is your perfect employee? What do you want them to say about your business? How do you want them to be when people talk to them about your business? And then we would start to look at, well, okay, what's the business strategy? What's your people strategy? And let's put both together. Rather than going into businesses and just doing the training that they wanted me to do, and it really wouldn't have benefited them. So that's how it came about, really. So I'm quite passionate about having that people strategy with the business strategy.
And it's so refreshing. It's so refreshing for a training provider like yourself who can see that actually the success of training and development is absolutely down to how the people represent the company afterwards. Not only do their job, but are they living the values?
Yes.
Is the culture embedded and so on? And I really do admire you for that. For that stance that you've taken. So all was going well until this year. Let me think, what happened this year? Sheila, how has the pandemic affected your business plans, in fact, your business?
Oh, well, the 23rd of March is like etched on my brain, because the 23rd of March is when my business just dried up completely. I'm a face-to-face trainer. That's really why I got into training. I love being in the classroom with
Yeah.
people. I love working with people. For however long that might be, I just love being with people. So obviously I was face-to-face trainer. And yeah, 12 months ago I kept thinking I must get into this online stuff and this virtual training stuff, but I never did. And then 23rd of March came, and like you said, it was just lockdown, isolation, and my business just didn't disappear, but felt like it had disappeared overnight. I had a bit of a meltdown, actually. You know, for about a couple of weeks, I was, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? How am I going to survive? I knew I wanted to keep my business. I knew that I wanted it to be some kind of business at the end of this, when we get into the new normal, but I was really struggling. Until eventually, after a couple of weeks, you know, I just thought to myself, do you know what? Just take time out for myself. Look at what I want to do and how I want my business to be at the end of this. So I took time, and I went back to my business plan, looked at how I could probably put some of my training online. Did I want to put my training online? Was there anything that, you know, I could do? So I always also wanted to do mental health. One of my passions, as well as people strategy, it's mental health. I just love being able to help people. And I've been asked more and more about delivering mental health training. But then obviously when they found out that I didn't have a qualification, they went with the person that had the qualification. So I decided that I would take time out and do my diploma in mental health, which I started probably the second week into lockdown, third week, something like that, and I finished within 12 weeks. Obviously, you've got 12 months to do it, but I finished it within 12 weeks. And you know, doing that program was really cathartic for me. It gave me an opportunity to just understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling, and what I needed to do, and how I could actually get myself out of this rut, really, which a lot of people were in. And then at the same time, I was probably halfway through my diploma when I signed up for another program, which was about developing your business to be future fit. And within that, there were two strands. There was the business side, so looking at your business plan. There was looking at me as a trainer and me as the business owner, looking at why I got into business, what I want to do, how I want to move forward, what my niche was, which is something that I'd never even thought of, what my niche was, and what my limiting beliefs were. I tell you what, that was such a massive learning curve for me, because I always thought it was just me that had limiting beliefs, but then talking to all these other people, there must have been about 30 on this online program, every one of them had the same limiting beliefs that I had. That was a massive learning curve for me. So we looked at that side, and then on the other side, it was all about how to develop online courses, how to design virtual learning training, to actually then, you know, coming out of this, offer a more blended approach to training. Because I do believe, and I think we spoke together, and you know, there is going to be that need. I think we're not going to be able to go back to face-to-face training straight away, if ever.
Not at all.
So it's all about this blended training. So I did my diploma in mental health, which was great, and then I've also done this developing your future fit business, and the two have really gelled together and given me a deeper passion for developing my business even further.
That's fantastic. The fact that you took time out and actually have invested in yourself first and foremost, which will obviously have a knock-on effect on your business, really is. It's great, and I wish you absolutely every success with that, because I know you will make a success of it.
Thank you.
So outside of being passionate around people development, mental health, and making sure that your business is future proof, how do you like to spend your downtime? What keeps you in
Ooh.
tip-top condition?
Ooh, well, we live in the Ribble Valley, which is a lovely, lovely place to be, a lovely corner of the country. And I just love to walk. I love to walk. I've got a dog, border collie, Ella, and we just go for long walks. Sometimes I forget that I have to walk back because I'll just keep walking and she'll keep walking. And then eventually I say, come, we need to turn around now. And I might have walked about 10 miles, so it's another 10 miles back, but it's absolutely lovely. I love walking up Pendle Hill. Pendle Hill is lovely. When you get to the top and it's just all open spaces and you can see as far as the eye can see, it's just brilliant. And it really gets rid of the cobwebs. It really
Yes.
does. And it keeps me fit. I'm not a gym person. I don't like getting in the gym and, just running on the treadmill. I'd rather be outside and just explore outside and all
Well,
the
I think that we're catching on to you because it seems that more and more people that I chat with are saying that they're just taking time to be with nature.
yeah, definitely.
More so than before. Now, you were already there anyway, so yeah, we're onto your secret now, Sheila. I'm afraid you're going to find a lot more people on those country lanes.
I know. I've even got I've got a pet hedgehog. He's not my pet. He's a wild hedgehog, but he's been coming and I've been feeding him. So I've got my little house now. So he's got a little house at the bottom of the garden that he goes in and has his food. And just the birds and the flowers are it really has been, a special time for a lot of people. Just being able to take time out, take that breather that I think we forget to take when we're on that treadmill all the time.
Of course we do. And I think that there are very few people who want to get back on that treadmill.
Definitely.
They want to create a normal, but it is going to be with a lot of the good parts that the lockdown forced us into seeking. And I think you've been a trailblazer in using how you have used that enforced downtime has been fantastic. So with the benefit of hindsight and having a business in perhaps one of the worst of times in our generation anyway, what tips have you got for somebody who may be starting out in business now?
Well, I think if you'd have asked me this before lockdown, I wouldn't have known what to say. I just said, I'll just go for it. But I think since lockdown, since I've actually done the training myself, since I've actually looked at my Future Fit business, it really is about getting your business plan. Yeah, really getting a solid business plan, looking at where you are now, where you want to be and how you're going to get there. I think before lockdown, I was just fumbling my way through. I was doing everything for everyone. I was doing, like I said, leadership and management skills, and all this. I really didn't have a specific goal in mind. But doing this program, it's about getting your business plan and having your niche. So it's that niche, it's that pick a lane and stay in it. Even if it doesn't look like it's giving you anything, just market it and market it and market it. And that is one of the big things that I've learned through this process.
Your heart is obviously in that lane as well. I can see from the passion that you that you are talking about. That's great. So what specifically excites you about the next 12 months period?
Oh, it's just about doing things differently. I always believed that I would be a face-to-face trainer forever. Really, like I said before, didn't want to get involved in technology, didn't want to get involved in online, but this has forced me to do something different. It's forced me to actually look at how can I blend my face-to-face training with online. How can I do virtual live training with people? How do we do webinars? So that's the type of thing I'm really getting involved in now. I've been doing some training with learners that we were doing a face-to-face program with before lockdown, and I did training with them this morning. It went brilliantly. And they really love it. It's strange seeing people though sitting there in their own living room with a cup of coffee, sitting on the couch, and you were training. It just seems strange, but everybody got involved, and I love Zoom. I absolutely love it. I just think you can do everything on Zoom that you can do in the classroom. In fact, it makes you look a bit more focused, you know, because you've really got to concentrate on the words you use and keeping everybody involved. And so it makes you a lot more focused, and delivers better results, I think, using Zoom. So yes, I'm really excited about the future. I think my niche, as was said before, is social housing. Worked in social housing for 16 years before I actually became a business owner. And I loved that environment. Again, it's about the people, it's about the customers, it's about the tenants. And I was having a conversation with somebody at the network, and he said, "Why are you so passionate about social housing?" He said, "Surely it's just about getting people in houses and collecting the rent." I said, no. I said, "It's so much more than that. So much more than that." You know, so I'm very passionate about social housing, very passionate about that being my niche, getting in there, helping managers when people do start coming back to work. What are the priorities? What do they need help in? What is it that I can do, you know, by way of coaching, mentoring, training, you know, online? How can I actually help? And I think the bond that I make with people in that environment is instant, because they can see that I've got that background in the social housing arena.
I don't think that's all down to your background in the social housing arena. I think that's very much Sheila in there, who wants to make a difference to people's day-to-day work and beyond, and especially now with your mental health diploma, that's something that you can make a real impact with. And the blended approach has to be, I'm guessing, really attractive to an employer, because of the obvious reasons, lack of travel, and it's instant and it's accessible, isn't it?
That's right. And the other thing that I think you've known for a while now is that I've been trying to source funding for training, and being, you know, a businesswoman, it's been very difficult because they're looking for big training organisations to be able to draw down this funding, but I've managed to find funding as well, so that'll be another arm to my business where I can offer my clients funding for training, more specific training. But mental health and social housing is definitely my niche.
Brilliant, fantastic. So are there any social housing people listening to our conversation in weeks and months to come, and they like the cut of your jib, Mrs. Traskowskie, then where do people find you?
I've got a website, so it's www.yourlearningdays.co.uk. I need to do something about that. It's just too much of a mouthful.
Just say yourlearningdays.com.
Yeah, just put your learning days in, and it'll come up. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on social media. And yeah, you can just put my name in. I mean, Sheila Traskowskie. It's quite unique. I don't think there is another Sheila Traskowskie, so they're not going to get confused with somebody else.
Certainly not another Sheila Traskowskie in my books. Sheila, it's been an absolute pleasure to listen to you today, and I really hope that people who will be listening to our conversation can take some learning from, actually, when we're backed into a corner, we quite often come out with our best ideas. So thank you for sharing those with us today. Thank you. Take care and have lots of fun with your new blended approach.
Yes, thank you very much, Karen.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.